What has to be the embodiment of having balls while behind a screen? Does anyone honestly think this fool will have as much nuts while face to face with most, if not any, he talks at, as though he has no sense? Even people that are drunk don't have as much, quote-unquote, courage as this fool. Still trying to figure out why people bother listening to him. I'm willing to bet if anybody else acted and talked at people the way he does, while hiding like a little bitch, they'd be laughed at and ignored into non-existence. Be it Malcolm X, MLK Jr., Huey P. Newton, or even Eldridge Cleaver. Stand by your work, to quote Neely Fuller. Simply put, who the fuck is this nigga talking to? And I don't mean that in the sense of, what's happening, nigga, with hands up and advancing. I mean, who is he talking to? Who are the people that tune in without fail to his show? I can guarantee you it's not the Dangotes, Michael Lee Chins, Carlos Slims. If you don't know who they are, look them up. Much less the standard issues you, I like to hope, do know, such as the Musks, the Gates, the Bezos of the world. No one on or close to Forbes list level, either literally and or in spirit, are tuning into this bitch sauce coward suck his own dick, all but literally, I guess, in thinking he's the alpha and omega final arbiter of truth, fact, and knowledge on seemingly any and everything. I don't understand how this idiot can't figure out by now that the same people he shits on every show are literally the people that he's begging to like, comment, subscribe, and share, just like every other YouTuber on these E-streets, with the exception of me. I don't do that. I don't think I've ever done that. I guarantee you I've never done that. So, with the exception of me, just like every other YouTuber on these E-streets, slinging videos on the corner, trying to get AdSense rich. As intelligent as he is self-proclaimed to be, he can't figure out that YouTube isn't doing anything to his insignificance of a channel. And I should know about insignificance of a channel, considering he is infinitely bigger than I am. And yet he is of no fucking consequence, okay? For anyone that doesn't know, YouTube doesn't take you halfway seriously, or rather, you don't show up on their radar until you get a silver play button. And you can start standing and banging with YouTube, even though you'll lose, when you get the gold play button. And I believe respectively, silver and gold play buttons means what? 250 or 500,000 subscribers and 1 million subscribers. If I got that right. I never paid attention to those buttons. I know of them, and that's as far as I know. I don't ever plan on getting one. Or more. I don't think there's anything above a gold play button. I think you just have whatever you have. Hopefully you turn that into something else apart from AdSense money that can be taken away from you easily. Anyway, moving right along. And if they really wanted to do something, they could simply press a button on a program. I believe it's... I won't get into how I know the inner workings of how YouTube... If they wanted to do something, they could simply press a button on a program and there goes all the terabytes you've used on their servers. Fact is, the quote-unquote bastard baby maker, crack baby, dad not in the house, Pookie and Ray Ray shtick that he's been doing for what has got to be the last 10 years at least now, all the way back to his days of Black Man Vent, gets old fast. Only the truly masochistic are going to tune in, day out, for weeks, months, years plus, to get degraded and berated by someone that can't even look them in the face. Not that there's much to look at. This fool isn't what any female would consider handsome. How do I know if I've never seen him? Simple. I have. Rather than staying hidden, this fool made the mistake of showing his face in public, thanks to the failed experiment that was the Unite the Right 2 in Washington, D.C. some years back. I know it was him, as he was the only one spinning in place, getting everyone in the area saying, "We are live at the Unite the Right Rally 2 in the nation's capital," or something to that effect. I know it was him, based on that 10-second ad-like video he did, as there was only one other entity in that area with cameras, and I mean a big enough camera. They both had rather huge cameras. And that was a news crew in the northwest corner of the area where the protesters in the alt-right group met. If you look hard enough in either the news crew's footage or Jason Black's footage, you will see me. I was the biggest person there, in at least height, if not height and weight. Black Oakley, semi-rimless shades, black tank top, black fingerless gloves, black shorts, black socks, black shoes. Yes, I came ready for all types and kinds of stupid-ass fun and games that day, if you know what I mean. Back to Jason Black. Fact is, he needs to shave, and let's just say he's not gracing the cover of Men's Health, much less Fitness magazine, much less Muscle magazine, anytime soon. Unless, of course, that wasn't him, but someone he paid to get the shots for him, in which case he's even more bitch-made than I gave him credit for to begin with. That's all I'm going to say about that. And let's be honest, it was him. It was him. Could I point him out in the lineup? Give me the lineup. Let's see. Sometimes I wonder if people that routinely listen to this idiot do so because they're bored. It can be because he's 100% right all the time, as proven by his Kanye Kim analysis. Turns out Mr. Producer is begging for Miss Post-Wall over the sexual hill to come back, as I keep seeing everywhere online while I'm at work. Hell, as of this scripting, apparently she's even passed the bar exam. And is well on her way to becoming a lawyer. I'm sure she'll be Johnny Cochran in it soon enough. Oh, God. Let's be honest. No one is born knowing anything and can only do 5 things, that being eat, sleep, shit, piss, and cry. To quote Peter Joseph, all information is serial. There is no such thing as your information or my information. Simply put, since anyone that dares tell him, I don't know, much less sit your ass down and drink some milk, nigga, gets blocked, it would be nice if some of his followers, would bring him back down to Mars. Honestly, I say if Jason Black can run this kind of rings around people, fine, fleece these retards. Why do I say this? Simple, and I'll be saying this again later. The fact of the matter is, no one with any kind of consequential money and power, individually or together in a group, some sort of group, something like that, is A, so well hidden that there isn't even a single confirmed picture anywhere on the surface web. I didn't say dark web. Of them, much less video or anything else showing their face. B, is in this realm of YouTube. Y'all know what I mean. C, on any social media, much less able to post hours worth of video content, either on one channel or multiple channels seemingly every damn day. Even the people that are making bank on any social media entity, also meaning they're getting paid to be there, be it on OnlyFans, Instagram, Twitter, if that's possible, or YouTube, aren't on any social media for hours each day. What I also mean is rich. Not necessarily Forbes rich, but certainly richer than Potomac, Maryland, Scottsdale, Arizona, or Palm Beach, Florida rich. Be wary of anyone, much less in this realm of YouTube, that's so hell-bent on people liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing their content. Obviously, there won't be sponsors. However, I'm surprised there isn't merch being peddled ad infinitum. Who knows? Maybe the descendants of Eldridge Cleaver, if he has any, would clean house if he ever tried that shit. Who knows? I don't know. I'll take down this argument as well before it even gets made. As a content creator on YouTube myself, obviously, I'm very well aware that making audio videos, for lack of a better term, rather than actual motion picture videos, number one, makes uploads faster, as videos that may be 5 gigabytes in full motion video form may only be 50 megabytes, if only in audio form. This makes uploads infinitely faster. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, 1,000 megabytes, or to be more technical, as I like to be, I like to count it, 1,024 exactly megabytes makes up 1 gigabyte. So, yeah, right. For anybody who can't understand that, your average song is probably between 1 and 3 megabytes, depending on depending on how good the quality is. 192 versus 320 kilobits per second. Just go look it up. Shit, look it up. God, I always hate saying that shit. Anyway, number two, moving right along. Number two, helps infinitely with privacy. Number three, is faster to edit and compile to final form. To which I say, counter to number one. If Jason Black is so rich, as he has alluded to several times, being a supposed millionaire, if not multimillionaire, you should be able to afford enterprise-grade internet speeds in your house. Think guaranteed gig speeds upstream as well as downstream. Considering no one posting content on YouTube has to worry about space, that's also not an excuse. Counter to number two, if you were so concerned with privacy, you need to head on over to the suburbs of YouTube. Think gay makeup and all of that, right? Keep your ass west of the Anacostia. And for all those who don't know, Southeast DC like that. Okay, so Southeast DC, west of the Anacostia, as of now, and since probably like 2015 or earlier, is all now built up. It's called the Wharf. It's rich and white mainly. Whereas back in the 90s, all of DC, much less Southeast especially, was not rich. Okay, I'll just put it like that. Not rich. On the other hand, the west, west of the Anacostia is like that. East of the Anacostia River, Southeast DC. It's getting there as far as gentrification, but it's still move right along. Much like the actual hood in the quote-unquote e-hood of YouTube, so to speak, this realm of YouTube, that which is heard yet not seen, usually, if not always, are dangerous. Or I guess this is America, so is dangerous. Okay. I'm not even from the hood, American hood or Jamaican hood, yet even I know that. Counter to number three. Well, there is no counter there. 50 megs is infinitely easier to throw around than 50 gigs. Ask any computer nerd that. So, yeah, no counter to that third one. Finally, for someone that talks about lack of manhood in males today, it's hilarious to the nth degree to see a self-proclaimed man act so jealous and whiny like some high school California Valley girl when some new girl comes to the school and is getting comparable, God forbid more, attention. I suppose I may be mad too. If I've been doing this for over a decade, and I have, I've been here since 2006, actually trying, that's where we differ, I haven't been trying, actually trying, not really getting anywhere, and fresh out of left field some random ass nigga comes, slides Sub-Zero style under my ass, takes all my shit, supposedly, and in less than a quarter of the time outperforms me in every metric that can be seen. Kevin Samuels should have gotten a gold play button by now, much less a silver one. That's gotta be the most embarrassing shit. Akin to getting your ass beat with your own weapons, or someone stealing your shit, and then you end up paying them back more than what you paid for it when it was brand new. In any case, perhaps spend less time foaming off at the mouth and more time shutting the fuck up and listening, or at least observing. And, you too may be able to actually be what you claim to be in this area of YouTube. Certainly, at the very least, you should be able to have a better performing channel. Again, as somebody who's trying, not really getting anywhere, especially for the amount of time you've been here, unlike me, who has long since given the fuck up considering how many YouTubers on the brighter side of YouTube have been working at it for years now. I can't even really say decades. I think YouTube is less than 2 decades old. But been working it for years, and then in a blink of an eye, their stuff is gone because they went and said or did something wrong. Yeah, that's the kind of work I don't really want to do. But it's all about parlaying, I suppose is the word, into other stuff, or at least getting sponsorships. Anyway, whatever. Point is, you'd have a better performing channel. Maybe you looked at the people that are able to take your shit, you supposedly all from you, and do something better and perform better with your own supposed stuff. You know? It kind of makes no sense that somebody else is a better master or a better grandmaster of stuff that you invented. You know, that's kind of weird to me. Somebody else is able to master your own shit better than you can, that you invented. It's kind of like that. Very embarrassing. If you, Jason Black, are of such high IQ, you should be able to see that if Kevin Samuels, and everyone else, steals all your stuff, according to you, and is able to do better with your work than you are, all while operating under the same oppressive YouTube rules, especially when it comes to this area of YouTube, then logic should tell you that it's not what you're saying that's the reason you aren't doing as well as those other channels. There are various factors as to why, but here's one, if not the biggest reason. All those other guys, they being the audience, can see. They can at least see the person. Just because they can be seen doesn't mean they aren't lying to you as far as what you see. Isn't that right, Dan Blazarian? Okay. However, no one ever got unwillingly fooled by something sight unseen when they had a choice. Is this fool talking all this shit about how I need to get in shape to get the girls fresh off my 600-pound life? Another example, is he talking about how I need to pack on the pounds in the finance department, meanwhile his ass is homeless and doesn't even have sense to go to a shelter at the very least? Yet another example, is he super ugly yet is trying to give me advice on how to look more handsome to girls? I could go on ad infinitum, but you get my point, right? Then again, Barbarossa only showed his face briefly on one video, and you had to dig for that video. Thugtician and Man Woman Myth never showed their face. And they all did, when they were here rather, they all did better than you when they were here, you know? So, you know, yeah, you know what? It's you. Maybe it's you. Or maybe I should have said that the biggest thing is this whole... arrogance isn't even a strong enough word for it, you know? It wears off rather quickly. I suggest you be lucky you have any views at all. Doesn't seem like anything's going to help you. Okay, forget the fact that if any of your sheep actually looked at your work from the late 2000s to early 2010s, it was completely different and exact opposite from the crap you're peddling now. Completely different. I mean, forget even researching online everywhere. Just strictly sticking to YouTube and finding various videos that you may have taken down, but other people put back up. All of what you're saying now, you sure as hell, and no. I don't wanna. I'm not entertaining the idea that, oh, well, evolve and grew and people change. And no. Okay? Leaves on the tree changes. The branches rarely ever do. The roots never do. Okay? What we're talking about now, what is being talked about on this side of YouTube, is more or less roots of the tree. It's the same roots that were getting talked about 10 years ago, 10, 12, maybe even 15 years ago. Okay? They don't change, but his stance on stuff has changed. Okay? And if it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying to just get this whole video done, and hopefully under an hour, with considering I have 2 more people to go into, I would start posting videos. I'd start posting them. I'd start splicing them in. But hey, I did the legwork. You all, especially you casuals that swear to God that this dude is the truth and is undefeated and all that, you all can go do the legwork as well. Moving right along.